world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Welcome back to Casa Vadd. I'm Vadd. Thanks for joining me on the journey. Today we're playing ARK Survival Evolved. We're going to be learning how to tame land dinosaurs. This is the basic taming trap. It's a great trap for entry-level tames when you just start out. It's fairly cheap to build. It is not very heavy to carry around with you if you have to, and you're going to need 4 stone foundations, 16 stone door frames, and 4 stone ramps. This is a trap that everyone should know how to build. It's going to get you out from being a beach bob and help you progress further into the game. The 2x2 basic taming trap is fantastic. Just about every entry-level dinosaur out on the beach, even some mid-level ones, are going to fit in here. And the total structure count is going to be 24. So as you can see, it's easy to build, it's cheap, it's easy to carry. This is your starting taming trap. Whenever you build a basic taming trap, you're probably just starting out. You can just run right through the single stone door frames. If you have a flyer, it's going to be safer to kite your tames in with the flyer. Whenever possible, I prefer to build the basic 3x3 taming trap. It's no more complicated to build than your basic taming trap. Being a 3x3 taming trap, it's going to need almost double the amount of resources as the basic taming trap. This basic 3x3 is just more beginner friendly. It's easier to not make a mistake and get what you want into the trap trapped in the trap. Both of these traps are fantastic. Everyone should know how to build them. These are how you progress through the game. You are always the worst possible tool. There's always a creature that does something better than you. And just like the basic taming trap, the basic 3x3, you just run straight through it, out the side. You can fly over it. The majority of dinosaurs cannot break through stone tier structures. That's why we're going to continue to be building out of stone level structures. Remember, alpha creatures can break stone. Here you can see I've built one on the beach, and with the terrain I needed more ramps to get up to the edge of the taming trap. For my first tame here, I've got this Triceratops. I'm going to make sure it's chasing me, and I'm going to head into the trap. When the Triceratops gets in the trap, I'm going to run out. Actually got stuck and had to run out the side, no problem. Some of you have wisely figured out that once we have trapped our dinosaur and we have tamed our dinosaur and we've got our saddle on, it's still stuck in the trap. So we're going to need to break some of those stone door frames in order to get our tamed dinosaur out of the trap and make sure we rebuild them before we leave so we're ready for our next tame when we're back in the area. The basic taming trap is cheap. It's easy to carry, it's easy to build, and it's very effective. However, there is a way that we can upgrade the basic taming trap by adding 1 stone dinosaur gateway and the reinforced dinosaur gate. We will no longer need to break down the stone door frames. We can also upgrade the basic 3x3 with, again, that stone dinosaur gateway and the reinforced dino gate. The dino gate and dino gate door are about 10 times more expensive than the stone door frames, and they're significantly heavier. Now you know how to make a basic taming trap, a basic 3x3 trap. You know how to upgrade both of them, and these are good. These are the entry-level traps you need. However, there's an alternative basic taming trap. It's a little bit cheaper. We're going to use the dino gate to start, which is expensive, but then we're going to use the stone fence foundations. You can make this any size and shape you want. I generally go 2 back and 2 over. The alternative basic trap, we only go 1 high, and we use the stone window frames on this bottom row in 1 stone door frame. In this trap, I went 3 back with my stone fence foundations, which will increase the cost. You don't have to use a ramp because you can get the creatures you're trying to tame in through the gate and run out through the back door. For the alternative basic trap, we use the window frames on the bottom so that things can't get in or out. In the basic taming traps, we use those stone foundations which have a little bit of an edge to them. With the alternative basic trap, we don't have that same edge. And where we're taming, it's not always flat ground. We have to adapt to our environment as we try and survive and tame up some creatures. Here you can see I've built an alternative basic taming trap, and I added one staircase railing ramp onto the edge. Again, you don't need this. I just wanted to show it off, and I built it 3 long, so it's going to be a little more expensive. You don't have to build it 3 long. There is a Stegosaurus over here that I'm going to make sure is chasing me, and then I'm going to walk it up these steps. I could have gone right through the door with it as well. The Stegosaurus cannot climb over a 1-high wall, so once it's in the trap, I'm just gonna sneak out through the door and start my tame. Remember, it is the reinforced doors that are stone tier doors. That's an easy mistake to make, to put the wrong door on your trap and have something escape. With the alternative basic, once I've tamed my dinosaur, I'm just going to walk right out the stone dino gate. You can upgrade this trap by adding a second level with stone door frames. I recommend adding the ramp. If you're going to do that, you can put the ramp on any side you like. It does make the trap more expensive, it's more carry weight, but it's an option. At this point, we've now learned how to make the basic taming trap. We learned how to make a basic 3x3 taming trap. We also learned how to upgrade our basic taming trap, and we learned how to upgrade our basic 3x3 taming trap, and we learned an alternative basic taming trap, as well as an upgraded version of that alternative basic taming trap. The next dinosaur trap we need to know how to make is the Behemoth Basic. It's very similar to the alternative basic taming trap. Instead of using a dinosaur gate, we're going to use a Behemoth stone dinosaur gate and that Behemoth reinforced dinosaur gate door. When I build these, I generally build 1 stone fence foundation out, at least 2 or 3 stone fence foundations back, and it needs to be 3 high. This trap is not always the same size or shape. It really depends on the area you build on. It's not going to be perfectly flat. So the cost of building the trap is going to be dictated by the shape you make it and how big you go with this trap. As of the current state of ARK Survival Evolved, the only dinosaurs and tames that don't fit through a Behemoth gate are boss monsters. So we're talking the Titanosaur, just to name one. Here you can see we get a Brontosaur in the trap, we run in, we close the door, and we're ready to start our tame. Now that we've learned the Behemoth Basic, remember the upgraded basic 3x3 trap? There's another upgrade for the basic 3x3. I'd like to introduce you guys to the command trap. The command trap, you don't have to use these stone railings. I like them. I think they make it easier to make sure that what I want in the trap goes in the trap. I also recommend adding 1 more stone door frame. You only need to go 1 stone foundation wider than the upgraded basic 3x3 trap. This trap is designed to give you a more relaxed taming experience. There's nothing more frustrating than going through all the trouble of building a trap, taming something, and having another creature come over and disrupt things. You only need to add 1 high wall around the edge, except this front edge. There's a small possibility if you don't put the railing up that something will run off the edge and get stuck in an arky way, and you just don't want that. The other part to the trap is you need to make sure you put at least no less than 2 ramps outside of the dino gate so you can get stuff out of the trap. Here's the command trap. Part 1. To build the second half of the command trap, we aren't done yet. We need to finish it. You can see that this gives us a lot of control over our area. Nothing's going to be coming inside of our trap to mess with anything. Once we have something in the trap, we can go out through the dino gate and off the ramp edge. No problem. The command trap is not something you want to build unless you're going to be taming in the area for quite a while. It's a significant resource investment. The same way you got a dinosaur to chase you into all your other traps is the exact same technique you can use here with the command trap. To finish the command trap, we're going to build our command structure here, which is going to be 4 walls high. That's very important. This will prevent anything from becoming aggressive toward us. Being 4 walls high, we need to make sure we bring 4 ladder pieces to get up and down. And it also gives us an easy target once we have something in the trap to trank it out and start our tame. I recommend as well to put some railings up here. Nothing more embarrassing than falling off your command trap. Additionally, I also recommend a couple of beds, some storage, and just some basic repair gear. Maybe you're using crossbows, so let's put a smithy and a furnace up here so we can continue on with our tame if something breaks. Additionally, I've used this in some cold climates and put a campfire and a roof on it to get the house buff. So here's the command trap. Again, you only need to go 1 stone foundation out from the edge, and you only need 2 ramp pieces right in front of that dino gate. The command trap is the best way to tame a land dino, but again, you only want to put this somewhere you're going to be taming for a very long time. Here on the island map, I'm at 42.3 and 16.9, and there's lots of things that I might be taming over here. You can see here, you can see the progression. I put down a basic taming trap, I upgraded it to the basic 3x3 upgrade, and I'm going to stay here and tame some allosaurs. I'm going to tame rexes, I'm going to tame a sarco, I'm going to tame raptors and wolves and scorpions. They all spawn around here, so I know I'm going to be here for a while. I'm going to take advantage of the command trap to make that happen. If any of this has helped you, please remember to like and subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more quality content, and please consider supporting the channel through becoming a Patreon. Here we tamed up a beautiful snow rex, and it doesn't fit out of the dinosaur gateway. We built a 1x1 little step, and T-Rexes can go over a 1x1 wall, no problem. Make it out of thatch, it's cheap and easy, and then you can use this taming trap for rexes. This is the command taming trap.
It's hard to breathe,
it's a heavy
but
resource
that's alright.
investment. But if you're going to be taming somewhere for a long while, it's the way that I would go with taming some land dinos. It gives you a lot of control over the tame and a lot of options when things go wrong, and things are going to go wrong. At this point, you're saying to yourself, wow, these taming traps are really expensive. Well, here's another option. We can build a Colosseum trap. It's a drop trap, and it's also going to be our base. We can do a combination. We're going to go 6 stone foundations wide, and we're going to use a stone fence foundation. And we only need to use one of the stone fence foundations. They will create a snap point for those dino gates, so we know it's going to be perfectly centered and lined up. The Colosseum trap base is going to be 6 wide and 5 long. You can make it bigger if you want, not an issue. This is just a comfortable size for me, and it's a drop trap. This means you need to have tamed up a flyer that can carry things like an Argentavis or maybe a Quetzal. They can pick up dinos and drop them in this trap. You can use the trap if something's knocking about to chase you in to it. You need to throw open the dino gate, and you can see there's some smaller doors in the back that you could then have the creature chase you into the trap and then loop around and shut the dino gate. This base is only as big as you want to make it. Remember, the dinosaur gate is 4 walls high, so the inside of the trap is 4 walls high as well. You can make the Colosseum trap base a little smaller, but here's the basic build that you start with, and everything after this can be adjusted to how you want to build your base. This is the trap. The traps needs at least 30 stone foundations and about 80 stone walls. It depends on how many door frames you use. I like the double stack door frames, and I'm going to ring the edge of this trap with stone ceilings and stone railings so I can shoot down in the trap without issue. I'm going to go 2 foundations off the back, and 1 wall higher. I can make the top of the trap a base, I can make the bottom of the trap a base. It's your decision. You don't have to wall in this outside. It'll be cheaper if you don't, and you don't need to build the entire thing out of stone. The initial trap part of the Colosseum base here needs to be stone, but the rest of the base could be wood and thatch if you wanted. That's not an issue, and you do not have to make the door frames and doors too high. I like to make them too high because then I can run and jump and ride some basic tames into the trap without issue. You don't need 2 ladders, you don't need 2 trap doors, you do need a way to get up there, and this is how I'm building the Colosseum trap base. But if you're going to make the Colosseum trap and add your base onto it, you don't have to go 2 back, you might just go 1 back. You might build your base on the roof. You've got options here. Since it's a drop tap and we need a flyer, here we've got an Argentavis, and we're going to scoop up a wolf and we're going to fly him back to our trap. It's a little tricky when you pick up a potential tame with your flyer. It could be attacking you while you carry it. We're going to drop it in the trap. I've got this nice rooftop I'm going to land on. I've got the railings. I'm not going to fall in or fall off. Here I am at the Colosseum trap base, and I can trank it out in any corner it decides to run into as the tame progresses. This is a big resource investment. However, it's your base, and you can use it as a taming trap, so there's some utility in it, and then you can build your base wherever you want and then take your tames back here. Here's the cost of the one that I built. You can build it cheaper, you don't have to build it the same way. You can see here that with 2 high walls I can run in and out without issue. And here's just some basic storage and some beds. There's plenty of room in here. I had to build this ramp because I built on this incline. Silly me, you don't necessarily need that ramp. And the trap's only as expensive as you want to make it. You could have made the back larger. You can see that on a wolf I fit through double door frames. However, a wolf and a raptor, they'll fit through double door frames. They won't fit through a single door frame, a regular door frame. So you got to make sure that you put down the right double door frames if you're trying to ride something into your Colosseum trap base. And again, it's a drop trap, so you're planning on dropping things into the base. You don't need 2 ladders. You don't even have to put the trap door on if you don't want to. It's your base, make it how you want. You don't have to ring the entire edge with ceilings or railings if you don't want to. That would also save you on some of the cost. The last trap I'm going to show you is the perfect drop trap. It's a little heavy to carry, it's a little expensive, but it's super functional. You need to put down a 2x2 stone foundations. We're going to use our stone fence foundation to make sure we get our stone dinosaur gates perfectly aligned. You can leave it there if you want, you can pick it out, it's not a big deal. The stone dinosaur gateways are 4 walls high, so we're going to go up 4 stone pillars high on each edge, but we're only going to go up 2 stone door frames because anything that can get over 2 stone door frames won't fit in this trap. It also lets us be able to fly in with a pteranodon and fly out in the gap between the dino gate and the stone pillars. Everything I've built in this video can be built in vanilla ARK with vanilla ARK structures. I've built some with superstructures, I built some with structures plus. It can be built with whatever mod you're running or even in the official servers as well. Remember, this is a drop trap, so we're going to be trying to drop things in through the hatch frame up top. I built on this hill, so I needed ramps. Try and build this somewhere flat. It's only a 2x2 structure. Here you can see I'm coming in with the wolf, and I'm going to slow up over the trap to make sure I don't miss. This is the part where you go, hey, you said I needed a ladder. I never saw you place the ladder. Rest assured, we're going to put down the ladder. Ladder so that if we have trouble landing on the roof, we can get up there and close the gate. I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something. Please like and subscribe, and leave a comment if there's something you'd like to see recorded next. Thanks.
Hush.